Hello, class. Well, today we're going to be trying a little experiment here. I'm recording off a different device. I've got a small audience with me, and I'm trying the new slides, the new curriculum. So let's see how this works out. So, in the last class, we used the distributive property to simplify expressions by multiplications. It should be multiplication. I'll fix that. Today, we're going to be using the distributive property to simplify expression by combining like terms. Okay, so let's take a look and see how that works. So for our new vocabulary, we have like terms. Like terms are simply algebraic terms that have the exact same variable or variables raised to the exact same exponent. For example, 2, -4, 5 are like terms. X, 3x, -5x are like terms. -6p, 56.6p, 1/2 p are like terms. And x squared, -4x squared, and 17x squared are like terms. Okay, just as a heads up though, if I'm looking at these here, these and these are not like terms, okay? Those are not like terms. That should be an E there, a little bit tough here. So you would not combine those at any time, okay? Not like terms. The other term we have here is coefficient. We said coefficient was a numeric value that a variable or variables are multiplied by. For example, 3x, there the 3 is your coefficient. -17y, the -17 is your coefficient. And 1/2 t, the 1/2 is your coefficient. Okay, so here we want to identify like terms. Remember, we're looking for the same variable raised to the same power. So if I'm looking for something like 3x squared, okay? I want other terms that have this x squared. So I would have maybe -5x squared, 2x squared, okay? 13x squared, okay? What I'm not going to have are things that have just an x, okay? You need to have that x squared. So if I had 7y, I could have -2y, I could have 1/2 y, okay? It's going to be things that have the same variable. Now let's say I have more than one variable. Maybe I've got 13xy, okay? Then I would need to have -12xy. Okay, I could have 2xy. I need to have both variables. Okay, remember the letter part, the variable part needs to be the same for like terms to be like terms. Otherwise, they're just not like terms. Okay, so we went over the distributive property in the last video. We were talking about multiplying. Remember, we said for any numbers a, b, and c, a times in parentheses b plus c equals a times b plus a times c. Okay, we also looked at it for subtraction. We had these two examples. When we look at it for combining like terms, let's say we start with something like 5x plus 3x. Well, if I use the distributive property in the reverse, okay, 5x plus 3x would be the same as x times in parentheses 5 plus 3. That's a distributive property. All I did was take the x away from both of the 5 and the 3. If I go ahead and then take that 5 and 3 and add them, okay, I end up with 8. So I have x times 8. And x times 8 would be the same as 8x. That would be the commutative property. Okay, we didn't talk about that. But remember, with addition and multiplication, all we need to do is change. We can go ahead and change the order because 2 times 3 is the same thing as 3 times 2. That is the commutative property. Okay, so in this next example, simplify 17a plus 21a. Well, if I go 17a plus 21a, if I pull out the 17 and the 21 using the distributive property, just like we showed in the last example, I then add 17 plus 21. That becomes 38. They use substitution. It's addition. Okay, they're substituting 38 for 17 plus 21. That's fine. So the answer there is simply 38a. Let's take a look at another example. Okay, so here we have 12b squared minus 8b squared plus 6b. Now remember, we said to combine like terms, we need to have the same variable raised to the same power. I've got b's everywhere here. Okay, must be a hive around here someplace. Got b's all over the place. Hey, but seriously, folks, I have b squared here and b squared here. I only have b by itself here. It's not raised to any exponent. But I can't combine that with these two. So again, using the distributive property, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the 12 minus 8. Okay, that 8 keeps its sign here. So I have 12 minus 8b squared. This I'm not going to combine. I'm just going to leave that alone. That's the distributive property. Using substitution, I have 12 minus 8 is 4b squared plus 6b. So our final answer is 4b squared plus 6b. This is the same thing I started with here. The 12b squared minus 8b squared became 4b squared. Okay, this example is not in your notes. Not in your notes. Go ahead and try this one on your own. You have 14x minus 9x. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can get the right answer. So go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, coming back. After doing this, 14x minus 9x. If you go ahead and look at that, you should have gotten 5x. Remember, you'd have, let's see if I do this right. You should have here, you're going to have x, and then in parentheses, 14 minus 9. Okay, 14 minus 9 is 5. And then you get your x, which simplifies simply to 5x. There you go. There's your correct answer. Awesome. Let's take a look at another example. Okay, this one also is not in your notes. Go ahead and pause the video now, work it out, and see if you can get the right answer. So pause the video now. Okay, coming back, you should see here 6n squared plus 7n plus 8n. Well, if I look here, the only like terms I see here are 7n and 8n. So if I combine those, I'm going to end up here with 7 plus 8. Okay, I pulled out the n. Of course, 7 plus 8 is 15n. Well, I'll tell you what, when I check here, this 6n squared, I didn't do anything with that. So I'm going to bring that down here. 6n squared plus 15n. Boy, this better come up A, otherwise I'm going to look kind of silly. Let's see what we got, and we get A it is, hot dog. Mr. L kind of knows what he's talking about. Let's take a look at another problem. Okay, so simplify the expression and indicate the properties used. Okay, we've got a big nasty guy here. We've got 6 in parentheses times, 6 times in parentheses, x plus y plus 4 times in parentheses, 5x minus y. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to use the distributive property here. We're going to go ahead and multiply the 6 through the x and the y. We're going to multiply the 4 to the 5x and then minus y. Okay, distributive property right there. Okay, so 6 times x plus 6 times y plus 4 times 5x minus 4 times y. Okay, we multiplied. Now it's time to look to combine like terms. Well, I see a 6x and a 20x, a 4y and a 6y and a negative 4y. Okay, rearranging things here. Okay, I'm just going to rearranging things here, putting everything together, putting the x's together, the y's together, being careful of my signs here. Distributive property lets me group the 6 and the 20 together and the 6 minus 4 together. Okay, 6 plus 20 is 26. 6 minus 4 is 2y, substitution. And so there you go. Final answer. Final answer. Hope you got all that. Let's take a look at one more problem here. Okay, simplify the expression 3 times in parentheses 2x minus y plus 2 times in parentheses 4x plus y. Okay, gonna have to distribute, then combine like terms. Go ahead and stop the video now, work it through, and see what you get. Okay, coming back. Let's take a look at this. So if I'm going to go ahead and do this, I have 3 times in parentheses 2x and minus y, and 2 times 4x and positive y. So then I put 3 times 2x minus 3 times y plus 2 times 4x plus 2 times y. Multiplying now, I end up here with 6x minus 3y plus 8x plus 2y. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead, whoop, didn't mean to do that. I'm going to put the x terms together. So I've got 6 plus 8 times x, and then I have minus 3, what was I, plus negative 3 plus 2y. Okay, so negative 3 plus 2 is going to be a negative y. This gives me 14x plus negative 1y, which is simply going to be 14x minus y. So it should show up here as C. Let's take a look, and the survey says, there you go. Okay, couple last things to remember. Okay, here's some big boy points to remember. These are the critical points to remember. You can only combine terms that have the same variable or variables raised to the same power. You got to have the same power. If not, you're combining things that should not be combined. Okay, so hope that was useful for you. If you have any questions, see me in class. Other than that, good luck with the practice problems. Thank you.